All right. Shalom and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say, this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. We're coming today. It is at this time, it's time to talk. That means you and I. Any comments, any answers, any questions, any dreams, any visions. It's time to talk. Okay. Um, Sister Deborah been pretty busy today trying to do a portfolio, and I did. And I did not like the pictures were gorgeous. Oh, they were so gorgeous. I don't know if you all noticed something about Sister Deborah. Let me kind of give you a look. And I'm just gonna do this. I'll wait till we get a few people in the live chat, and then I'm gonna ask you: have you noticed about something about Sister Deborah? And this could be another reason why people think certain ways. But we got a lot of things to talk about this evening, and I'm not going to have you long. We're just going to have a time to talk. I'm starting to see things happening in a way of people turning to the mindset of norm. They're making what is taking place in the world today, they making it the norm. But trust Sister Deborah, not like trust me, but trust me. These things that is upon us is not the norm. And maybe let me say, it's not what you call right and righteous. Because people are getting confused with all the darkness. It's what they look forward to. It's what they feel nowadays. It's like, okay, this is the norm. This is and I can't even say the new norm. It's just now, it just to this level where almost can feel the judgment of the Most High Yah. That's how bad it is. I ain't gonna say almost. I know I can, because that's why I'm always running to the throne, hooping and hollering. But where we are at today, people have made things that's so wrong, so right. Y'all haven't noticed that? It's just like everything that's not right has become the norm, so that people can see and feel that it's okay for these things to be, because it's so much of it going on to it's becoming, it ain't becoming, it is the norm. It is the norm. And this has been, this is almost a year now where you all are not paying attention to it, but Sister Deborah pay attention to it, because it is not meant for me, even though my purpose is to be amongst the tribe of Judah. That's the purpose and my position from the kingdom. But another purpose is to see the darkness for what it is. That's the purpose of having the light, you guys, is to be the light in such a dark place. What's the sense of being the light and you can't see into this darkness? You can't claim you are the light and can't see into this darkness, even to the point where Sister Deborah feel this time. You see? And just because I'm a prophetess amongst the tribe of Judah, and that's where I was placed in the center of Judah, it is not saying Judah have to accept Deborah. It is not saying Judah have to agree with Deborah. It is not saying that Judah have to know who Deborah is. Because guess what? Deborah is not here for Judah. I'm here and placed here by the right hand of the Most High Yah in a center of where he wants me, not Judah. And that's something 99, no, don't tell it like it is, 100 won't understand. We don't understand that there are called positions in certain individuals to be within, and it's for the glory of the Father. Why do you say that, Deborah? Because just think, all of those prophets he sent in, he didn't send them in 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 2 by 2, by 3s, by 4s, by 5. He sent them one at a time, and he sent them in to do the work. You didn't see nobody backing up or walking on the left side and the right side of Isaiah. You didn't see another prophet on the left side and the right side of Jeremiah, nor Ezekiel. You didn't see nobody on the right side and the left side of Solomon. Where was David? Where's the right side and left side of David? David was given another prophet, but I'm just showing you, he ain't going to send you what you feel that is needed to convince you. He's going to send his in the midst of darkness. Why are you doing that, Father? Yeah, because you are the light that I'm sending in the midst of darkness. And if you think for 1 minute, the light is going to plead and beg the darkness to see me, not so. Not so. I'm to be the light in the midst of darkness. You see? Is it dark? Ooh-wee! It's midnight out here, y'all. It is midnight. And if you're waiting for, what's that midnight called? Blue black? Blue darkness or blue midnight? You waiting for more than your whole flesh and your spirit can deal with. But right now, it is midnight out here. So the reason why I'm saying that is, even though I'm called to be in the midst of Judah, and behold, Judah don't even know the Father got an eye on them on the earth as well as in the heaven. Mm-hmm. See, they don't know that. And I'm not the only eye. This is how his T's, as we say on the earth, and I's are dotted. And like I said, it is not about Judah accepting me, agreeing with me, hearing me, dealing with me, praising me, glorifying me and lifting me up. Baby, I can't go no higher than what he already done brought me. You think Sister Deborah looking to go higher? I ain't looking on earth to go higher. All I'm looking at on is to be able to sit in the kingdom. And if I don't sit, I stand. That's it for me. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. So the reason why I had to bring that little part in, because my calling is to be in the midst of Judah. But because the light is so bright in which he has given me to walk therein, it also can see what's going on in the world. Because the world we know is darkness. You see what I'm saying? So what I have observed in the last year, I want to even sometimes say so bad, but I can't get away with it. I can't get away with it. I want to blame the shot, the biochemical that was poured out. I want to blame the eclipse. Anything that I may escape the reality of this darkness. No, you ain't, Deborah. Why? You ain't. Why is it Sister Deborah can't escape? Anybody in the live chat, would you have any idea of why I can't escape? Hello, everyone in the live chat. It's good to see you. Why is it I can't escape? How can the light escape the darkness? Now, the darkness be running away from the light, but the light can't even escape its own light, nor can it escape darkness. And if Sister Deborah got a pin needle of the Most High's light, I can't escape darkness, y'all. Even if I tried, darkness gonna come hunt me out so that the light there in me can be brighter and that can shine in the midst of darkness. That's the reason why I can't escape. I have no way out. I can't go to my left or run to my left or my right or up and down. I can't. I'm in this for the long haul, y'all. And what I'm saying is this. Let's go where the Europeans are located. Okay, we finna go up in them now. These people, I'm gonna tell y'all something, and it's 99.9 don't know about this. It has always been It is not something new that they're doing, but it is something new. It's new because something didn't happen to pull the full cover off. The full cover off. And Sister Deborah been on this devil platform and have not heard not one message that would touch that rim of that cover being poured off of these Europeans. And the cover that's being poured off for them is to identify everything that Judith has done, Deborah, as far as wicked and evil, is 10 times greater than the Europeans. I mean, the Europeans is 10 times greater than Judah. You see what I'm saying? I don't know if you know where I'm going with this. What he's saying is, your light was to be sun in the midst of Judah, so they may hear spirit and truth. But your light is bright enough to go anywhere and see darkness for what it is. So if you got a pen needle or light, you got the light. That's why I tell y'all, in that right hand is the light. You can go anywhere you want to. And another thing, you'll see things clearer. And what Sister Deborah have seen in the last year, there has been a cover poured from, has been poured off of these Europeans. It's telling the true story. So when I get up here and I'm saying, wait, Father, wait a minute, why? It's by great numbers, Father. It's by great numbers. He said, Deborah, it was a cover over them. They hid a lot of things because they are over everything. So the world couldn't see what they were doing. Now watch this. Hear me. This is what he's saying. But guess what? They had always been doing it. But now something has happened from the kingdom to reveal that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. It did not mean the house of Israel only. It means all things. So it's almost like a cover has been pulled back. And now Sister Deborah can see even more. And it's just like the Spirit says. If Judith over here committing crimes, murdering, drugs, and ruining and destructive, when you look at the Gentiles, they're 10 times greater than what Judah could even do. You see what I'm saying? And it always been. But the numbers is going to grow higher than what you would say 10 times. Because from what I can kind of discern, right now it was 10 times before the cover was poured over from off them. Now from the spiritual sight that I'm seeing, Judith might have 10%. They got 90%. That's how bad it is. I'm just talking from a standpoint of the spirit of what I'm seeing. These people are doing this darkness that's revealing who they always was and is today. You have to be able to also look at the fact that how they got everything they received. It took killing, stealing, and destroying to get it. What the Father is saying to me is, Deborah, you're seeing this and you're trying to wonder why. Why is it such a higher number than ever? See, I'm saying 10%. 10 times greater than Judah. The Father is saying it's high. It's a number that's higher than you can even imagine. And the reason why he's saying it is, he said, it's just because it had a cover to hide it doesn't mean it wasn't already there. But the cover that's being pulled away is revealing really who they always been, even before they had the land that they have today. Even before they existed, this is who they were. They covered their action. That's how we, even as a people, put so much trust and belief in them, even to today. Because we didn't see really what they was consist of. Even when they did us the worst of the worst, We still today see them to be the best of the best. So when he's saying to me that light that you have wasn't just for to see the darkness of Judah. That light bright on the world. That light is bright to the whole world darkness. Praise the mighty Yah. You see? So when I'm sitting here, because and I know exactly where he's coming from, because I have been in, I said probably around about the last 6 months, have been going before the Father and saying, wow, 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 wow. He says, see, it always been there. I said, like this? Yes. It always been like that. You see? And what I mean, these people in the way they're taking out and destroying and being destructive, wicked, and evil at its highest, you don't hear anyone even expounding on it, even though Yah has poured the cover from over them. So the whole world can see. But no one wants to speak on it, even though I know it's poured, because I see 8 to 15 different situations in less than 12 hours, constant for the last 6 months. And I'm like saying, what's on this earth like with this mindset? So what I did, this is what I did. I said, okay, Father, it got to be the biochemical. It got to be that everybody was getting sick and passed. It got to be that's got these people. Oh no, Father, it got to be the shock. It got to be the shock. It got to be. Oh no, oh they said an eclipse. Well, let's throw it. Oh, the eclipse, and then everybody started. Stop lying. The Father said this mess been here since the beginning of time, even with them. Since they've been here, they came here with that mindset that they have today. And we're thinking it's okay for them to have that mindset because so much been covered. They've been covered up. And this is another thing that has to do, I thought somebody was at my door. It also has another thing to do with the time of the Gentiles. It's over. It's been over. The time of the Gentiles been over. But yet Judah and Israel still bow down to him. I told y'all when I was a young girl, I used to always wonder. I said, if the world was in a war, and why did I think like that? I don't know, y'all. I was a young teenager. I said, if we was in a war, what race would be on, I'd say, at the black people side? Would they go to the black side, the black people side, or the white people side? And 100%, I always said the white people side. Even if they as dark as I am, they're going to go on that side. That's how messed up from the floor up the mindsets are regarding putting white is right, you see? And black is evil. And, I don't want to be on that side. I don't want to look on that side. Ain't nobody want to be on the side of Israel. No way, especially Judah. Why? Because the whole world is coming to the level of hate to where it has been prophesied. I ain't looking at it as something shocking. I look at it as from what he have ministered to my spirit. They're already at that level, say about 60, 65 to 70%. If it get any worse, then where are we going to be? What are they going to hate? What we going to do, continue to do, or what we done to make them go to that level? It's not what we done so much, but those that are of our people who have grafted the darkness so deep, they're doing things to make all of us look bad. But it's already prophesied that they're going to hate us regardless. You see, they're going to hate you regardless. And a lot of times you all don't understand their hate toward us at this day and time is a good thing. Because the moment they get to that level, when then this is the only way y'all bringing your butt out of here. You got to fulfill that whole judgment dealing with Israel. He ain't finna judge Israel in the promised land. He ain't bring you to the promised land to judge you. He gonna judge your butt right on the land that you were scattered in. And 2, he's gonna judge your butt right here and then. So you ain't getting away from it. You ain't running from it. It ain't running from you. That judgment is standing. I'm telling you, being the light amongst even Judah, that judgment is there. But the heathens, the Gentiles, and especially the Europeans. Just imagine being created to be only wicked and evil. And you play your role to the utmost when that's how the Europeans are. They wicked and evil. They're not people that you can trust. Seriously, they're not people you can really trust. And am I speaking of all of them? No. Because guess what? The part of the study that I'm going to cover, I'm going to show you how I ain't even call it grace and mercy. I'm going to show you how we as the house of Israel have had it so far wrong. Ain't no such thing as awakening. To the point where we don't even grip the fact that all nations going to be what we're going to be. And we ain't going to have no say so. Like we're thinking that it's going to be reversed in the promised land and in the kingdom. No. You don't understand where the promised land is. And you don't understand the kingdom that's going to come down as the new heaven. It's strictly, let me just say it like this here. Just imagine you go into the promised land. What's in it? From one end to the other end, up, down, on left, right, east, west, north, south, righteous. Strictly righteous. Now, who's going to be able to come in there and make it anything like it is down here where we're at on the earth in our land of our captives? Do you really believe you're going to step on the land like unto Eden? And righteous going to be from one end to the other, and you're going to be able to cut up from the floor up like they done you down here? You've been taught wrong. You've been taught wrong. Why are you saying that, Deborah? Because we haven't realized that. Now, I'm going to say we. When I say we, I'm talking to Judith, because I know that's who I've been put in the center of. People haven't realized that heaven has orchestrated this trash on earth. But we think earth orchestrated it, and it's going to go the way we see it on the earth. Baby, when you step into holy level, or not a holy, how would I say it? A holy ground of the Most High Yah, and he stepped into you and you all become one. He and you and him, and y'all are one now. He teach you the truth of the whole matter. Kingdom first created everything you see on the earth. And when he created, he didn't see it European, white, Indians, black, green. Tell the truth in the whole matter, the whole overall. Abraham bloodline is all over the world. You see? Abraham's bloodline, the one he told the promise, his blood is all over the world. But it had to come from who? Jacob. It had to come from Jacob as far as what? The people of Yah. But the spiritual bloodline, hey, hallelujah, is way beyond a bloodline, y'all. It comes from the bosom of the Most High Yah Spirit. That's the difference. And when we go to where it is called the promised land, strictly righteous. Europeans, Gentiles, all nations that's going to come up there and be wanting to worship. You think we're going to say, stand down? Y'all ain't coming up here. Y'all did it. No. It's going to be so much righteous in you. Righteous going to live you, going to live with you, in you, around you, about you, on the top of your head, the bottom of your feet. Is all going to be righteous. And those that said, let's go up to the mountain and worship with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You think somebody going to stop them? No. Right now, when these things happen, now it's time for the spiritual ones of the Most High Yah to come. But right now, while we're on the earth, from what is Sister Deborah is beholding about these Gentiles, let me say it, not to say the Gentiles. I want to say it like I know it. These Europeans, they need to be called out. They need to be called out for who they are. You don't go take these Europeans, hear what they say, and say, oh, they saying we the people. They admit that we the Jews. Not on this land of our captives. Or their words holding righteous, baby. No. But when they get to that kingdom, they're going to hold up. They're going to speak righteous. But when they down here, they ain't going to speak righteous to you, baby. You better not get your tail nowhere near them. Thinking that because they say these things, oh, you want to feel what they say. In this time of where we're at, like I said, it's kind of sad. Let me say that. Let me stop. It's kind of a situation we all don't even focus on, and that is getting with what we have, work with who we are with, and what we have to run this journey out, because it's going to run itself out, because y'all already got it going on. He already got it. It's moving. Even though we're stuck on our stupidity, thinking it's going to rumble our way on the earth. No, it ain't. It's not coming that way. So this is what I see in the Europeans. And I've seen it a little over a year, and I told you I wanted to blame it on everything else until the Father told me when that covers were poured from over them, the reason why you seeing this every 15 hours, Deborah, is because this is really who they are. These people are taking out their own people. Almost, I'm close. I'm telling y'all, a great number. Judith is taking out its small number, not knowing it's one of the lower population. The Mexicans then went over us now, so as far as numbers here in the land of our captives. But the Europeans, let me tell you something. A lot of things they are doing, and it is not something that's hidden no more. None of it. The cover has been poured over, and I'm watching it. And this is another thing I said. I wonder why ain't nobody on this devil platform speaking regarding what they're doing. The reason why I never go into their territory is because I was called with a holy calling to be in the midst of Judith. And that's where I continue to reside and speak spirit and truth and the light. But the Father was telling me, your light is so bright, it can go anywhere in the world and see darkness. Understand that and call it for what it is. You see? And every 15 minutes, y'all, and this has been going on heavy with Sister Deborah for the last 6 months. Every 15 minutes, I can't wake up and pull up. If I see pull up something, I see Judith here, then I see about 50 of what the Europeans is done. Off the chain. They're killing the whole household. They're killing mom and daddy. They going to their whole church killing. They doing a lot of things. And because you be so caught up, me especially, in my nation doing wrong, and I'm weighing Israel versus the Europeans. And I can do that. Because these people over here, their name, they have been put under a name. These heathens and Gentiles and these Europeans, they're not under that name. You see what I'm saying? They're not under that name. But Judith, in which I've been sent to be in the midst, you can find Judith names under. Y'all has written names under. So I look at, hey, wait a minute, we ain't got no time to be doing what we doing. We should be blessed. Even when we see we are in captivity, we need to understand he put for his name's sake, he put our name under his. Knowing we were rotten, wicked and evil on all corners. But he still put the name Israel under his name. He didn't do that for them. He did not do that for the heathens and Gentiles and the Europeans. And another thing, I like to kind of wind down on the heathens and Gentiles because the European is found in them, but they are greater. They're hidden in that, and to where when we need to stress when we speak of them, Europeans, call it what it is, because they're the ones that's done a lot of things. And I think as well as Iran and Arabian, all of them done some, and Europeans, all of them, Romans, all of them done some really high, poor. These are those hundreds on the left that we've been letting by with everything. You see, when I say let by is we don't see their darkness as clear as we should see it and should have seen it. You see, all these thousands of years and they still ruling 8 to 10 billion people. Something wrong with that. But somewhere along the line, these things need be. So I wanted to talk to you all. First, I want to ask y'all, I did my portfolio today, okay? And everything was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. But me, I just didn't. Somewhere along the line, I'm sitting on this big old rock, all this water, and I'm sitting up there doing my posing for my portfolio. My son was taking the pictures from what they call drone, and he was shooting up in the sky, and they have it landing down on me. You guys, my son took a good 100 pictures, and guess what? My ugly face was on every last one. Look at Sister Deborah's face and tell me what's wrong. Can you see what's wrong? Somebody in the live chat, can you see what's wrong with Sister Deborah's face? Something on Sister Deborah's face. Something wrong with something. Look at it. You all might not have known, I got real light brown eyes. My dad had gray and green. My older sister had gray and green. All of my siblings has light brown eyes. But you see what's wrong? That messed up all those pictures. Y'all don't see it? Let me see. Ain't nobody gonna even be honest to tell me, are you? Come on, somebody in the live chat, tell me. Sister Deborah ain't got no sense. Sister Deborah ain't got no sense. What is the problem? Sister Deborah's mouth, look at her mouth. Sister Deborah's mouth, look at it. It's unhappy. But you see it? It's created to go down. Look at it. Looks sad, don't it? That's why all those 100 pictures were beautiful. Oh, you guys, like I said, I don't know where he bought that thing. I mean, it nailed the colors. Oh, everything was beautiful, except for me. I don't know how. I didn't know how. I do know how, but I thought being serious and looking and with a fake smile, it would, but it made me look even meaner because I couldn't. It's sad. He took all those pictures and he said, Mama, can we go back out today and do it again? I said, no, baby, that's it. Come on, let's go back out and do it again. My baby, that's my youngest son. Oh, no, baby, that's okay. You did a good job. I don't know if y'all can see this one. Here go one of them. Let me see if I can let you see. You can hardly see it. Whoops. It's that's one of them. And in the mountains, and this one here is not. I'm further out in the water on the other pictures, but he's somewhere with this one because it had a half smile. The other ones, y'all didn't have out of 100 pictures, y'all. And my baby kept saying, "Mama, come on, let's take you out again and do it again. Let's do it. We'll get it right this time." Because he thought it was so funny. My baby thought it was so funny to look at those pictures and see that my smile was looking mean. See, look at my mouth. See the smile. It goes down. And all those pictures, I couldn't even, I didn't take the pic. I didn't do the pictures. We did them beautiful. And I couldn't get it. I could not. And there's a whole lot of them. Here go one here. And I had the same thing here. Even the smile, you can barely see it. The mouth, my mouth, oh my, the mouth. You see it? You can hardly see it, but the picture, the greenery, the beautiful, beautiful picture. But if you can see on this here picture too, my mouth still looking sad. So I said, that's it with that one. That's it. That's it. I said, I'm not taking no more. My son would beg me, "Mama, come on, come on." Okay, you guys, it's time to talk. It's time to hear from somebody else. But I will say that I appreciate my babe, and he knows that Mama know how to take some really good pictures, and he knew, but he thought it was so funny that my face was the same on every picture. No smile, but looking like I'm the meanest person on the earth. And he thought it was so, because I would look through, oh no, look, and everyone he see that I've seen, he's like, he thought it was so funny that all these pictures, I'm talking about 100 pictures, you guys, had this, no matter which way and which pose, my whole face looked horrible because of my, so I decided this time, I'm gonna do something a little different, but we're gonna go over that again. But this is the time for all of us. If we have any questions and we want to ask any questions, you have anything you want to say. It's, you know what? It's someone. Wait a minute. Pitch black. Okay. Pitch black. Okay. It's out here. I know that's right. And that's another way. I remember that. Pitch black. It is. It is. You're right. It is, really. Good evening, everyone. Let me see here. It was something I was getting ready to also talk about here. Oh, this is something else I was going to say. The Father was showing me that somewhere along the line, we're thinking that the first Exodus and the second Exodus, trying to mend them into one. And we are using the first Exodus to justify the second Exodus. And then he told me, guess what he said? But Deborah, they don't have anything in common. The first Exodus and the second Exodus. He said the first Exodus, he heard the cry and it reached the heavens for those that was in the bondage of Pharaoh. He said, in this time, ain't nobody crying. He said, everybody's in their own little space. Everybody doing me. Me, mines, and we. Ain't nobody calling up to thee. So he said, there you go. All of it is so different. And he began to break it down to me, the great difference between the first Exodus and this Exodus that they're calling it the second Exodus. So we are being told a second Exodus. That's why we got to really be careful in what we hear people preaching and teaching, because he was telling me they have nothing in common. Nothing in common. Listen to this, you guys. Did you all know that this time when he bring us out from among our captive, He brought them out from among Pharaoh. We're coming out from on the four corners. Hey. Oh, yeah. See, hey. They came from just Egypt. We're coming from the four corners. He just want me to see, and you all to understand who he is, who you know you're dealing with. You see? He said, so he heard the cries in Egypt of Israel, and it reached where? The heavens. He said, these people out here ain't crying. Israel ain't crying for nothing. They so busy crying, saying they're awakening. They so busy crying because they're crying about all the wrong things. You see? And they know, he says that their cries is not reaching the heaven. In Egypt, their cries reached the heaven. That's what brought him down. So if you think for a minute what Sister Deborah been telling y'all that for the last 5 years, these people are not who you think they are. They're not serving y'all in any shape, form, and fashion, even though it looks and it appears. And he keep reminding me, well, why don't they find the gate? Tell them that. Go find the gate. Go find the gate. The narrow gate. It's easy to find the broad. See if you can find the narrow gate. It's kind of sad. Now I'm gonna show you something. He's saying that it's totally different. Totally different. And if you think about that, Israel, when they was in captivity in Egypt, it was their cries up to an unseen God. They called the unseen God to come to deliver them. We today, we're looking to get out of here every way that we have cranked in the minds of people. We getting out of here. They come in ships to get us. We flying out of here. They taking us. They making a way for us to get out of here to escape. How do all these places know where you at? How could all these places know where Israel is? Everybody said that Israel is not Israel. Totally different from the first Exodus. He said that people have made it so fake, so out of reality that they can't make it back. Just like I've told y'all over and over. You take a swim way out to the ocean and then turn around and look back and you don't see no dry land. That's where you at then. That's where you gonna remain. Because you went too far deep. Eat deep in what? Darkness and lies. Stay where you can see some dry land, meaning some reality, some light of the Most High God. Don't go all out in the deep, because that's where you're going to live and die. Now watch this here. So he began to tell me, he said, now, Deborah, they're saying it's one of the same, and it's totally different. He said, now, watch this here, y'all. Watch this. He said, now, taking us to the promised land, we have to make sure we got our backpack loaded. That means our spirit, you guys. Have everything in your spirit. That's your backpack. Now, watch this. He said, now, Israel that was in Egypt, they didn't have the Ruach in them. The Ruach came to abide in them. You see? Today, you see how much they got, Deborah? You see what they got? They didn't have the Son, Yeshua HaMashiach, to come to die for them, for the sins. Who died for Egypt? When they was in Egypt. Who died for Israel when they was in Egypt? We today have been poured out spiritual what? Gifts from where? Heavens above. To come down. That we can have gifts from the Most High Yah. What happened to Egypt? I mean, Israel in Egypt. Did they have gifts in the land of their captive? Did they have anything? They didn't have none of that. Yah wasn't dealing with them. He only came to deal with them when he heard their cries. they didn't have sense enough to receive him once he did show up and show out in front of their faces, showing them, showing the whole house of Israel all the plagues against Pharaoh so they could see what y'all can do with that right hand. They act like they didn't see the right hand at all. Y'all didn't know they did you. Israel didn't even see the right hand in the stretched out arm of the Most High Yah, throwing up from the top to the bottom on Pharaoh's and his army and Egypt itself. Even to the point where he says, put the blood on the post so the death will pass by you, and you ain't have sense enough to know that was the power of the Most High Yah doing it on your behalf. And you walked out of Egypt never seeing the right hand of the Father nor his power, which is his power, coming from the throne down to you to assist you. Look at what's going on today. He now living in us, leading and guiding us, then poured out all these gifts from heaven. Son, the Yeshua HaMashiach, to die for the cover of sin of us. And look where we at today. It's total different. Total different. Israel don't understand when they coming out. You're going to come out only when that destruction hit the land where you at, in a way that you're going to see it and have more respect to get out when you get out, on your way out. You're going to see. Just imagine, let's take the United States of America. You ain't getting out before it's destroyed. You're going to get out during the time it's being destroyed, which is now. You see it, but you don't see it. So what he has to do, turn that bad fire up some, Deborah. That's what I'm going to do. So they can see it. They think they're getting out, and they haven't even felt all nations shall hate you. They haven't even felt that yet. But yet they think the ships is coming for them. Total different than who? The first Exodus. What's going on? They have nothing in common. When he told me that today, I was like, ooh. Now, this is why I say it. Don't ever think you know it all. Leave space to learn. Because when he said that to me this morning, I was like, did I know somewhat it was different? Yes, very little of the difference. I never sat down and measured the fact that Egypt didn't have judgment put on them before they got out. The judgment was on Pharaoh and his people, Egypt itself. Those plagues and all those deaths and all that stuff was on the people, not Israel. Here he says, I'm going to deal with the house first. All up in Isaiah, Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Daniel, and many other prophets has this thing about in that day, said David, in that day, said Abraham, in that day, said Jacob. I'm trying to figure out, y'all talking about that day. Wait a minute, the 12 disciples pulled up in that day. Why is it the people that's living in this day can't detach to where all of them were saying, in that day, what? We should be saying, woo, it's the day, y'all, they spoke of. It's the day. And then what that caused us to do? To cry out to he that's on the throne. Instead, we sitting down here, we awaken, we awaken, we the true Jews, we the true Jews, we the people of the Most High God. All the stupid things. And don't even take this thing serious. And the thing that you need to be taking serious, that there is a creator greater than great itself. And that's who you need to be focusing on. Oh no. When they poured them out, those people back then, to where you talking about us, total different. Total different. Look what we have today versus what they had. What is it? The main thing we have the Most High Yah now living what? in us. He didn't call us out as to what? The church, the saints, the body of Christ. Come on now. He didn't call us out. He didn't nitpicked us on y'all. Did he do that for them? No, he didn't. No, he didn't. So he was telling me that this morning, and I was like, and I was really getting emotional because I'm trying to figure out, well, why is we so dumb? But it's meant. It's meant, you guys. It's meant. But me as an individual who seek after the light and the righteousness rest therein in spirit and truth, I'm like, see, it's just when I was married, my husband always said, he used to say, we're gonna get to the kingdom and find out we never knew nothing. He always said that, and it does matches that. It really, that is so true. Because it's like me and him used to talk about every time we learned something, he'll share with me, and every time I learned something, he said, we're gonna end up, and when it's all over, we're gonna get to the kingdom. And it's gonna be like we never knew nothing. You know, and I believe that. I really believe that. It's because we are so away from, and yes, is it the Father's will? Yes, it is his way and his will. These things need be. But when we're talking about the Exodus, we today and them yesterday, the Father told me this morning is totally different. Totally different. They was going one place, we're going another. You get it? They were going one place. Their mission was to go to the wilderness to go what? To get to the promised land. You all should know by now. Y'all knew that those people weren't going to make it to the promised land. Don't think he came off that throne to deliver them out of the power of Pharaoh and not know who every last one of them was. He knew who they was. He knew what he was doing. He knew when they get to the promised land, their tail's going to die right there. And they did. See, you all don't understand who Joshua took over. Joshua did take over. Joshua, when y'all led him, he led the children out of the wilderness to the promised land, did exactly what y'all promised Abraham. That's where I'm going with this, y'all. He did exactly, he led the people by the right hand of the Most High Yah and the stretched out arm into the land of promise. To who? To Abraham. You won't get a man on this devil platform, a preacher, teacher, a bishop, a Maureen, a CEO, a watchman, a prophet. You will never get them to preach and teach that thing. That he fulfilled that. Wasn't they in the promised land? Y'all, somebody in live chat. Were they in the promised land? Did Joshua take the children to the promised land? Or could I be in error in what I was reading and understanding through the Spirit? So Joshua did not take the children, lead the children with Yah. Yah led Joshua, and who else was that? That was Joshua and another, y'all know, and led them to the promised land. So you're saying that they didn't go to the promised land? Okay, yeah, okay. But did they go to the promised land? Did the children of Israel go to the promised land? That's what I'm wanting to know. Okay, so you said they didn't go. Why are they in captivity there? Okay, but it's the new generation Israel. Is the new generation Israel, the house of Israel. Is the new generation the house of Israel? And if the new generation is the house of Israel, did the new generation cause us to be in captivity? What did they come forward to? Did not they come to, did not Joshua bring them to the promised land? Okay, you said yes, they did. Okay. They polluted. That's right. That's what I'm trying to wind up in there, and I'm like saying it is. See, this is what happens. Let's talk about how we dealing with a spiritual creator. Can we actually say how old he is? Now I'm gonna tell you something about what's going on today. A lot of our scholars and men that's in this new science, now they know the age of the Father in the kingdom that sits on the throne. They know his age now. That's how deep they've gone far out in the ocean. Okay. Now, one thing about Yah is not a new and old in the sense of, did you know the kingdom is not going to be a kingdom where it's only new or it's only old? You see what I'm saying? When Yah see things, he see it in the oneness of the way he created it. Okay, so when Israel, Yah saw the promised land already for Israel. Israel wasn't supposed to focus on the wilderness. They were supposed to focus on going through the wilderness to get to the promised land. You see, so the promised land was the tip. The promised land was the tip of their destiny. But because they're unbelieving, believe, the next generation, like you said, Joshua took the next generation. So when we said the next generation, it's not based on if it's the old or the new generation. It was the children of those who got left in the wilderness. What comes through the Father goes to their children. That's why they got over to the promised land and did the same thing the fathers did when they was in the wilderness. So did it affect them because they were the new generation? No, it didn't. They did the same thing the old generation did. Praise the mighty Yah. You see? So with Yah, he ain't looking at the fact that they were the new ones and it's a younger generation. He knew that the product of the seeds of the old generation was in the new generation. Praise the mighty Yah. Why would you say that, Deborah? That's why we need a savior. Hallelujah. That's why we were redeemed. You see? This is why we needed Yeshua HaMashiach. You see? It's because we couldn't do it through Torah. We couldn't do it through the old, through the young, the new. We couldn't do it. We can only do it through who? The power of the Most High Yah and the way he orchestrated it from the kingdom. Because when we deal with the old generation, you must understand today is the product of yesterday. So when we deal with the old generation that got stuck in the wilderness and they died in the wilderness, just because Josh and the other was led by the Ruach himself with his right hand and stretched out arm, he led them to the promised land, did he not? They went to the promised land. And this is why you can't get very many people to really get on this topic and really nail it. Because it's the picture we keep trying to paint, a pretty picture of this thing. And y'all, this thing is ugly. Just like Sister Deborah, ugly. I'm going to just tell it like it is. But you come around that realm of my spirit, you're going to find out I'm the most beautiful person on the face of this earth. So the new generation inherit what the old generation didn't inherit. But did it change anything? It didn't change anything. Even to today, the year 2024, it is generation that came to the promised land, it says that we are worse than them. The new generation that came over to the promised land, because the old generation didn't believe, what did it show up and show out and say when they got to the promised land? They were just like the old generation. And that's what you see today. Let's tell the truth of the whole matter while we on that topic. That's what you see today. We ain't cursed because we ain't got nothing to, y'all didn't have nothing else to do. You go up in Ezekiel 36, you go up in Isaiah and Daniel, and you even can go up in Jeremiah, and they'll break that thing down to where you you say, well, wait a minute, hold up. Let me get a YouTube page. Let me teach Jeremiah and Ezekiel and Isaiah. That's good enough. That's all you need to teach. And they'll lay it all out for you. And then you go in there and see how they died. And that's what would really get you. So what I'm trying to say is, the question again, can I bring it back again? Did Josh take Israel, the whole house of Israel, to the promised land? That's the question. That just is basic. That's just basic. And then the next question. And someone says, no. Yes, he did. Thank you. So if he took them to the promised land, was that the fulfillment of what he said to Abraham? Was that the fulfillment? Them going over to that promised land, was that the fulfillment that he spoke of to Abraham? And you can keep talking. That individual who said no, they never went to the promised land. I don't know if that's what you meant. Okay, did everyone make it, or did y'all kill some? They all made it. Joshua. See, like he was saying, Israel that came out of Egypt, they went to the wilderness. See, the trip to the promised land is like unto a wilderness. And to me, it's almost like what you call it, taking the wheat and tear and separating it, in a sense. That's just Sister Deborah putting that out there. But oh, you came late. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. I like how you just come in and respond. That's really good, because that's what it's about. But so the promised land, though the old generation died out, because they died in the promised land. They didn't get to go to the promised land. But that was the tip of the whole thing, is that my journey is to take y'all through the wilderness to the promised land. But Josh ended up taking the children of Israel, the new generation, on to Josh and someone else to the promised land by the mighty right hand and the stretched out arm of the Most High Yah. So he took them on into the promised land. Now, this is what I'm telling y'all. This is so powerful. You already said, yes, he did, Wayne. You already said that was really good, because that is what they did, make it to the promised land. But this is the question: was it the promised land that he warned Abraham about? I mean, he warned. He was the promised land Josh took the children to, the promised land that he spoken. Let me give it to you right here. Genesis chapter 15. In Genesis chapter 15, I'm going to show y'all how we continue to lie on the Most High Yah. We refuse and reject telling the truth about this great, excellent, perfect, marvelous, wonderful, powerful Creator. In Genesis chapter 15, I think it is. Okay. And verse 13, he says, and he said unto Abraham, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. That's the curse. But let's listen to this. I got to get to it. That's the curse. That's the curse. That's the curse. Let me Where is it at? Oh, right here, verse 18. In verse 18, Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. In that same day, Yah made a covenant with Abraham, saying, until thy seed I have given this land from the river of Egypt until the great river of Ephraim. So is that, did not he give that land? Was that land the promised land that Joshua took them to? Took the young generation. Josh was led by the Ruach of the Most High Yah, his power, his right hand, and his stretched out arm. So if we say that, and it is said in the instruction direction book, but this is where the problem come in. They were taken to this promised land. And what made this promised land any different? What made this promised land different? What makes this promised land different, you guys? Going back to what we was talking about at first. Remember, I said the Father says that this time we come out is different, way different than the first time. You see, it's a big difference between the two. Spiritual promised land, and I'm going up to there, and no turning back. I know that's right. I know that's right. Okay, he removed the heathens when? It during the first Exodus, he sure did. Didn't you see what he did? They didn't have the heathens in the midst of them. I don't know if that's what you're saying, but just let's go back to that. When he brought them out of Egypt through the wilderness, it was just the house of Israel, y'all. Who was bothering them then? You see? I know they had some of the strangers with them, but who was bothering them then, stopping them from obeying the Most High Yah then? Oh, yes, they sure did. They sure did. No rebellion. That's a good one. That's a good one. They weren't called rebellion. There you go. You see what I'm saying? It's a big difference then. And what we do is we take away from the power of who the Creator is when we try to connect them to make them so much alike. When the Yah spoke to me this morning, Deborah, they totally different. And I'm like, and then as he was speaking to me, I was like, wow. Now, this is what I knew. I knew that the way that where they were and where we were, I'm sure that even their captivity wasn't as worse as our captivity. I really don't think so. I really, really, really don't think so. That's just me, though. You see? With the foreign nations, okay. But where we're at is totally different. Look what we have, y'all. There. Mm-hmm. Their captivity is totally different, said the Most High to me this morning. Threw me off my rocker. And it all makes sense. Just imagine, did they have the Ruach? Did they have the gifts from heavens? And it's after you receive the Spirit, you shall receive power. Did they have the power? See, that's what I'm saying. So when we detach those two together and make them what we want them to be, then we are saying we ain't going to stick with what he says or what he say in us and to lead and guide us with the light. We're going to just match it with Exodus, the first Exodus. We were no power. That's what I'm saying. They didn't have no power. They didn't have what he has given us, because this power that he has given us is him in us. You see, if he is greater in us, if he's in us, then don't forget, y'all, that's when you have that faith in there to know that he is all power. And that's how he's telling you you're going to receive power. Once the Ruach come in you, you shall receive power. Who wouldn't? If that's the place the Spirit resides. The Spirit is his power. You see? So this is how we haven't activated the power that rests in us, because a lot of us don't believe he is greater in us. We don't even think he's in us. Because we don't know, we've been told so many things and we just assume he can't be in us if they're doing all this to us. But then at least you were. You left with saying you got the power and you got the Spirit, but you don't have the faith. See, all that comes with the Ruach. That's where people should know when I don't have them. I don't have them. Because he's not coming to abide in you and not have faith. He is faith. Faith is the substance of things unseen, but yet believe. Can you see him as far as you see yourself? That's faith. You just believe in him, because faith is the substance of things unseen, but yet believe. It is Yah. Same thing with understanding. Same thing with power. He meant it when he said you shall receive power. That means he wanted to show you. He first wanted you to understand Yeshua HaMashiach walk. Because in Yeshua HaMashiach walk, he showed us how to use the power. And what we didn't understand, Yeshua HaMashiach had the power and the faith. And no, it's not the faith of the flesh. The faith of the flesh is keeping you from using the faith of the Spirit, because you got more faith in your flesh than you do in your spirit. So therefore, the faith is not going to activate the power, and the power ain't going to activate the faith, because you don't believe in neither nor. But it don't mean that it ain't sitting there. I heard something where it says it's a word like compressing the spirit. You know, so we are compressing the spirit, you see, because we don't have that faith, even though faith have us. Ooh, Father, y'all. And it's and I even always thought that too. I said, Father, it's a lot of people out here that have your Ruach, but they haven't activated. They faith has not been activated, and you have not suffered them to move no further than where they're willing to accept the faith that rests within them and the power. Because there's no way you're gonna get the Ruach without the power. There's no way you're gonna have the power without the Ruach. You see? And it's no way you're gonna have either or without the faith. So y'all got to understand, the brand of the Most High is belief, righteous, faith, and fear. You see, that's his brand. He brands your spirit with. So we're collecting all these things, and we haven't checked to see, wait a minute, how can I get this thing activated? I think through a sincere prayer between you and the unseen Yah. And when I say the unseen Yah, I mean a real unseen Yah. I ain't talking this fake thing where you hooping and hollering and crying and thinking he's all up on your tears. He told me, your tears ain't nothing but icicle to me. And when he said that, I learned how to hold them tears back, because he didn't want what my flesh had to pour out. He wanted what my spirit had to pour out. Cry God, and I stand on top of you. But all that outside stuff, you know I don't mess with that. Deborah, don't come here with that. So when I say a sincere prayer, that's what I mean. One that goes all the way down beyond the bone marrow. Touch that spiritual realm. Teaches you how to pray to touch a hem of his garment. I've done it too many times and saw the blessings shoot out like it ain't nothing. So I understand when Jacob was wrestling. See, what y'all did not understand, Jacob was wrestling with himself. The man. Because he was trying to get something from Yah. He was so embedded in it. He was moving all over the place. That hip fell out of place. Because he was determined, I'm going to make you bless me. So what did he do? This man was crying out so bad that his faith brought in the help. Brought in the help. Just remember the lady that was saying even the dogs eat the crumb from the table. He said, your faith. See, that's what y'all don't understand. How many people that y'all hear, Yeshua HaMashiach healed through their faith? Because they said, okay, this lady with an issue of blood. Hey, wait a minute. I done deal with this for all these years. Ain't nowhere in the world. I ain't nothing else can heal me. I'm going to have something in me that believes if I can just touch that hem, I got it. That's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. She wasn't coming to be saved. She wasn't coming to gain his spirit. These people that Yeshua was healing and all, they weren't coming for the Holy Ghost. They wasn't coming for that. They was coming for the power. And they gained the deliverance through what? That which is a friend of the power, which is faith. Faith is not something you just feel or you say you have. Faith don't ever claim to have faith. Feel faith. Faith is something you feel. It's not something you say out of your mouth. Faith is something that's so rooted in you. You feel, boy, if I go to this house and I fill out this application, I'm getting this house. And it's not something, hey, I'm getting this house like a power of control of the flesh. It goes, you got to go right back down past the bone marrow to the spirit realm. And that's even when you pray. It's no reason why nobody should not be able to go places and lay hands and pray for people. He put that there. Do you hear anybody doing it? You don't hear nobody showing you any glory of the Most High Yah. You don't see nobody manifesting anything that Yeshua HaMashiach did. You don't see people doing that because it's not even in them. Their faith has not been activated because they don't have any in them. They don't have enough, how would I say it, faith beyond their flesh to know that it is greater in them. See, there's two faith. Everybody want to use that faith in the flesh to activate that faith in the spirit, and you ain't going nowhere. So sit down. Sit down, clown. You can't activate the faith in the spirit with the faith of your flesh. That's why I tell y'all, when you dealing with the Most High, sit that flesh down. Tell it to sit its tail down. You ain't got nothing coming. Don't even come to his altar. You know how many times I went into the closet and I had to tell my flesh that? He ain't talking to you. Don't start that hooping and hollering. I had to tell myself, get that emotion on out of here. Now, I had to tell myself because I know that we have a closet within us. Our own spirit is our private closet. That image he gave us unlike unto him. Oh, he go there. Let me go into that image I got like unto myself that I've given you. That's where I abide. Get that crying and that hooping and howling out of here. And when it's because I can go in the closet, you guys, and I can be speaking. This is why I know the power of your ugly flesh. I'm in this closet, and the closet is my spirit, y'all. And I'm communing with the Most High Yah. The reason why I know I'm communing with it because I don't even understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. But I'm in there and I'm feeling this thing. And what happened? I'm feeling it from the inside, not the outside. And the outside is all frustrated. The outside is all a bit up and down because it can't get on the scene. You don't belong on the scene. This is spirit. And you know what? This sister is a living witness. Let me tell you what happened. So here I go in this closet and I'm sitting here and instant if I go in being total submissive to the Ruach and letting it have its way, well, it's there and it's abiding in my spirit. That spirit that he gave me an image of himself, that Ruach get in that spirit and they be cutting it up. They be cutting it up and flesh sitting there. How long you gonna be here? Ain't your knees hurting? Why would you listen to them? You don't even understand them. You ain't got the gift to that tongue. You only got the gift of the interpreting. You standing in here hearing that for an hour, or half an hour. Ain't your knees hurting? And my body's all just moving all over the place, tired. But I'm still in the spirit with the Most High Yah. And we rumbling in there. and flesh is it all off to itself talking. And then all of a sudden, I began to realize I can control this flesh. I bring that thing all the way submissive, so it can sit and stare down and behold, y'all speaking to my spirit. Because that's how powerful I tell y'all flesh is. Your worst enemy is your own flesh. You don't think everybody else is your enemy. But you need to look in the mirror sometimes and realize, hey, wait a minute, you mean I'm my worst enemy? Oh, when you come to the terms, you are your worst enemy. Your flesh hate that. Oh, now she knows she her worst enemy. Dang, I can't do this. I can't do this. Dog, I can't think like this. Dog, I can't do that. Yeah, that's what your flesh said to you. And that's where I realized the power of the flesh is when you're going into your closet. Your closet is your spirit. That's that image he gave you like unto him. He told you that in Genesis 1. Let us make them in our image. He's talking about his own image because he's talking to his right hand. Us is him. And in our likeness. And when he breathed the breath of life in you, he breathed that image. That's what he's breathing in you, that image. It comes with the breath. That image knows how to commune with the Ruach in you. That's that image that commune with the Ruach. They be in there just talking and saying things. But you know what? Every time I go in this closet, I noticed I said, and this was about 5.5 years ago, I noticed I kept saying, I've been doing it, but I'm just saying this is why a man from Africa, he was apostle, I think he was, and he was in Africa. And it just done something to me to hear him respond to me and break that thing down. I thought that was so beautiful because I asked the question, anybody know what do ahaya mean? Because when I'm in there speaking, guess what, y'all? Ahaya is the only thing I can remember when I'm going into the closet with the Most High. Because all that other talk, I don't understand none of that. But you get me in the church to hear those tongues in the church, I can tell you everything they said. Even the devil's tongue and even the flesh tongue, I can tell you what they said. But you get me in that private place with the closet, in the closet with y'all, oh man, you got to kick rocks. You got to get out of here. It's a spiritual conversation not going on. He ain't going to let you hear it. Y'all ain't going to let you hear that. He's talking to the spirit that he sent down here. He ain't got time for you to put your flesh in nothing. You don't own nothing. You know where you're going. You're going to that ground. I'm dealing with this spirit. So all of a sudden, I'm like, okay, ahaya. So it got to the point where every time I would come out of the closet, I always think about that word, ahaya. So one time I put on my YouTube about 5.5 years ago, I say, do anybody know what ahaya means? You know, it's a black man. He had a lot of little children. He was doing videos. An African man, and he broke it down. He said, ahaya is I am that I am. I was like, all right, now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And he said it the way he broke it down. I was like, thank you. I told him, thank you so much. And I was just wondering, why did Africa had to commune with me in the United States? Because when you hear of the United States, it's just not the heathens, the Gentiles, and the Europeans. Let me tell you something. Israel is a snake in itself and don't know it. So, because they ain't out here to teach you spirit and truth, nor truth itself. And do y'all have something to do with it? Yes, he do. He has a lot to do with it. He know who and what's what. He knows. So that's what the private closet is like for me. And even when you're speaking in the spirit with the Most High Yah, and you saying things out of your mouth, and you can feel the presence, because it's like a ball of fire in you, and y'all just communing, and all of a sudden you can feel your thoughts of your flesh. That's how powerful it is, you guys. It is really, really powerful. You can feel your flesh being out of the conversation. Praise somebody, yeah. Standing on the side talking. Shut your mouth. You ain't got nothing to say in this conversation. Your flesh will mess you up and mess you down. That the number one thing we must get under the subjection. It's this flesh. And it's easy to do when you recognize that you are the spirit image of the Most High Yah in you. Because the reason why he gave you his image, so he can rumble in you with his spirit. That's where he resides. He tell us, I don't deal with your flesh. So if you coming into me, you in my flesh. No, you ain't. You don't understand his image. You don't understand who his image is. If you knew who his image is, you know you need to sit down somewhere and know that it's greater than your flesh. And without that image, your flesh will not exist. So get in line. Get in line. Matter of fact, get in the back line somewhere. That's how you have to treat the flesh, to let it know that you're not going to have dominion over nothing here. And this is what destroyed families. This is what destroyed communities, tribes, nations, families. Because no one knows who they are. They don't know what part plays this part and this part. Like my son. Lord, Father God. Father told me, he said, Deborah, I know you're trying to help him. And he's coming over so you can show him this one Mexican man. He's an older Mexican man that does really good jobs on cars. And my son had tore up his bumper. Both headlights are falling off. And I was showing him what this man was. And the father told me it was like 9 in the morning. And my son was supposed to come up and pick me up so I can show him where this man is at. And the father told me just as plain, he said, Deborah, your son going to give you a time. He's going to give you a time. Only problem where Sister Deborah fell, I fail many times. Because when Yah gives you the warning and gives you the upper head of what's going on, you got to stand down. When he gives you the up, you bring yourself down. But when you in that stage where you feel you trying to help and you don't want you don't want to feel like you have to stand down, but when Yah gives you the up head, Deborah, of what's going on, you got to stand down. So my son got in there and he started saying things, all kind of real negative things. And it dawned on me. I said, this is what you kept saying. You said it to me 3 times this morning. And the reason why he wanted me to remember what he said is so I know how to come down. You see? And when I recognized that he was doing exactly what the Spirit had warned me, then I did come down. And then when I came down, the Father had him to come all the way down. You see what I'm saying? I want to say that to you is because if I don't know I have anything, say if I don't know that I have a ticket to the kingdom, and I don't know if I have a ticket to the hell, I don't know those things. One thing I do know, if I don't know nothing, one thing I do know is greater is he that lives in me than he that is in this world. It's no way that he comes to me and have since I was 4 years old. Yah don't allow nothing to come up on me without warning me. Yah will not allow it to come up on me without warning me. Like I would say, let's say for instance, he tell me something today and it happened 2 weeks ago. First thing I say, I know it might sound wrong. First thing I say, but this happened and you didn't tell me. You didn't warn me. You know what he'll do? He'll back that thing back up in my memory. Now, what did you say? You remember when Yeshua said that the Holy Spirit would come and it would be a comforter. It would be a Holy Spirit, a comforter, a teacher, of all things and a revealer, and show you things to come. The revealer showed me and matched the things to come. So when I would ask him, you didn't warn me. What was this here that come up on me? You didn't warn me. You didn't say nothing. What he brings, oh, I know it says he brings things back to your remembrance. He brings it right back and set it right in front of me and said, what do you got to say now? The Most High do that to me a lot of times. Oh, yes, he will. Because I'm quick to go to, Father, wait a minute, hold up. You didn't tell me this person was going to approach me. You didn't tell me I was going to go through this. I would say it quick. I don't say it often, but when I do, he bagged that thing up. Come on here. Let's go back. And he sat there and he laid it. And didn't I tell you? But wait a minute, hold up. What about this date? This date when you was doing this. Didn't I tell you? Oh, wait a minute. What about this here date? Didn't I tell you? When you was asleep and I woke you up that night. Didn't I tell you? And I'm like, that's why I don't let nobody tell me who he is. And nor should you. Don't let nobody tell you who he is when you know who he is in you. You give him that prompt to be that greatest that he said he would be, because he have been. And if he's not that greater in you, it's because you're not greater in yourself. Try that. How about that? How you like that? Check that out. So you need to check yourself. And that's what I found myself doing. I don't do it anymore like I used to, because it can get to where I get it in my emotions. And I run up on a situation. Like today, I was going from the south to the north, South County to the North County. And I don't know if y'all do this in your state. People will look at the police pulling someone over and talking to someone, and they stop traffic just to look. Everybody going from 65 to 70 miles an hour, all of a sudden a full stop, and I'm right here. And did y'all know when it's busy? It's busy. The last I knew, it was cars on both sides going both ways and even in front of me. And I'm at every bit of 70. Found myself up on this car. Only place I looked was this way. And when I look this way, guess what, y'all? I'm driving. I'm finna run into this man. And I looked this way before I run into him, pulled my car over to the left in the speed lane. That's what lane I went into when I pulled it from the speed lane, to keep from hitting the man in front of me. And it's like 6 cars lined up. Guess why they lined up and then stopped on the highway? To look at the police giving somebody a ticket. And I said, how did y'all jump from 7 to 20 miles an hour right before my eyes? That shows you. I'm like, it didn't look like he was on his brakes. They were just going slow. But how did they drop just all of a sudden? I was like, oh, and when I got around and looked and saw no one in that left lane at all, blew my mind. It blew my mind, because I knew driving all the way down, I saw people flying through that. You know what I said, y'all? I had no other choice. Right instant. Thank you, Father. Thank you for clearing that lane for me. It's impossible for that lane to be cleared, y'all. But you think I got caught up in it? I got caught up in glorifying him to have a lane that I can swerve into, which was the speed lane, to keep from hitting somebody. And I just thank him. You have to know when Yah is in your presence. When he's in your presence and he's around you, give him the glory and the honor and the praise. When he did that, I kept saying to him, you thought I didn't know you. I know you did that. I knew you cleared that lane for me, Father. Thank you so much, because this is what I come to understand when I was in that lane. I didn't have time to even check the left. I instantly went into the left. I turned to look and went into the left lane. There was no space, y'all. There was no time there. And I knew that ain't no way in the world that could have been done unless Yah cleared the road for me. Let me tell you another thing happened. This here happened probably, what, about 15 years? Probably longer than 15 years. They told everybody, stay at home if you don't need to come out. And somehow I think I had to pick up one of my children from their job. We had a storm and the ice. All the highways were ice, y'all. And I wasn't even going that fast, but all of a sudden that car, now everybody, this is rush hour. Everybody is trying to drive safe and everything. That's the way I felt. And I'm driving. I wasn't going slow and I wasn't going fast, y'all. That car spent around about twice and head on toward the coming traffic that was in front of me, that was in the back of me. This is the traffic going. This is the traffic going this way. Okay, my car turned around and was heading this way. It spun and it was heading this way. Guess what? Let me see how far I can say. Way back, all the cars with their bright lights is lined up. Way back. Way back. As if I was the only person on that highway. See, when I see stuff like that, I know that that's not normal. I knew he had froze the scene. I know he froze the scene. He had to have. It's impossible. All those cars that was out there doing rush hour, and then all of a sudden my car spin, and everybody, they were so far, they were about, let's say, they were about 4 car lengths behind me. Probably more than that. Because they was far back. All of them had lights. All their lights was on. It was lined up like they was lined up side by side with each other. That's another testimony I have. Is I know what he can do. You see? And I praised and glorified and honored. And I said, Father, just thank you, thank you, thank you. And at that time, my husband was in the car too, and he was like, do you see how all those cars is like at a standstill? And we got the car in control and was driving and keeping straight on down. And all of a sudden you seen cars is coming, passing you up. And my husband, he was shocked because he was trying to figure out, well, wait a minute, hold up. Do you see them lights? We're going this way, the opposite way of the traffic. We're going into the traffic because the car didn't spin head on toward the traffic. Look at them, all them lined up like they was at a stop sign and lining up together. All of them was 3 lanes, 4. No, it was 4 because one was getting off. They were lined up, you guys. And it's something that I would live the rest of my life with, because to see something so awesome, it was awesome because you knew the right hand of the Father's power is capable of doing stuff like that. So that's why I can't afford to not have some appreciation and honor to that faith. See, we got 2 faiths. We got the faith in the spirit and the faith in the flesh. 99.9 tries to use the faith in their flesh because they don't understand the faith in their spirit. So they use the faith in their flesh to take the place of the faith that rests in their spirit, because they don't know how to they don't know that it exists. And if Yah is greater in you, he is faith. See, the faith that he is, the wisdom that he is, and the understanding, those are spirit. You also have the faith, the wisdom, and the understanding in the flesh. You cannot get them confused, because if you do, you are confused. You see, anybody in the live chat, anything else we need to cover? We just said take the wheel. You said rubber necking is what it's called. Okay. Y'all be having some mean names on these. Yeah, I mean, this little old lady be like, what, I'm trying to catch up. Emerging with Yah. Nope. Don't ever hate nobody because of their skin color. You sure right. Yep, it's the evil. It's not a color. You can't get these people to understand that, baby. They would never understand that. And that's where they messed up from the floor. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You're saying that. You're saying Esau is a spirit of evil and not of a color. The reason why I'm going to show you how cuckoo clock we are is because Jacob and him was twins. So we know it don't have anything to do with colors, race, because they were twins. See? And to split them up as if it has to do with one being a color, then that shows you how messed up from the floor we are. We gone. A lot of them keep saying that when he mixed with others, then that changed his. It didn't change him though. He's still the twin of Jacob. And a lot of times, a lot of y'all don't understand. A lot of y'all run and y'all call this. They call Jacob. Y'all better walk that thing back, because everything Jacob did, even with Esau, is what we're suffering through now. Okay, Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. Jacob stole, in a sense, went under as his as Israel. I mean, as Jacob. He faked him and his mother portrayed to be Esau to get the blessing. See, y'all thinking that the Most High don't look high and low. Even in his own plan that he orchestrated from heaven, look how our identity been taken. Bam. Who saying they the Jews? Don't we supposed to be the Jews? Who took our identity? You get what I'm saying? A lot of us don't understand there are things going to always fall under the forefathers, whether you like it or not. You can call them whoever you want to call them. There's some ways we're going to suffer from the things of our forefathers and even our fathers. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob wasn't called stiff-necked, rebellion, and disobedient. No, they weren't. But the things that Jacob went through and the things that he did, okay, and how he did things, we today can actually say that's what's also happening to us when he pretended that he was Esau to get the blessing. You see? You remember he did that to his father? And what happened? He was portraying to be the identity of his brother. It's not Israel over there, fake Israel trying to be the identity of who we are. See, y'all don't, a lot of people don't believe in that. People won't study it. They won't get in it. They won't do no search. They don't do anything. All they want to do is try to find a way that somebody else can say something to make the other person a lie. You see? And I'm going to tell you something else I see out here. And I'm going to shoot it to you all. I'm seeing, this is what I see. I just saw it probably within the last 5 days. I wanted to be able to, how would I say it? Because I'm the light among Judah, okay? What I see among Judah is there is sorcery and witchcraft being played, okay, among our people. There is a form of witchcraft and sorcery is being played. And they're using it to the best of their ability, but they're using it in a sense of calling on these spirits to work on their behalf if they sell themselves over to them. And they are working for them, y'all. And that's why I say the judgment first starts with the house. And he ain't saying with the chosen or with the righteous. He said with the house. So we have to understand, what is the house? The house is not the righteous. You see, the house is not the chosen. The house is not who you think, the church or the saints. The house is those whose name is under the name, the Most High Yah listed them as the children. Okay. So what is happening is, this is what I see. there was a situation where, and what happened where one pastor was doing adultery and doing all kind of things, and a lot of things came out, and it should all have stuck, okay? And those that brought it out, they start booming, coming out. Y'all, let me show you why I know it's witchcraft and sorcery. So, say for instance, this group over here had been revealed, and they should have been revealed. And I'm going to show you what I think that's coming down the pipeline. And I ain't saying it's a far way, it's almost at the end of the pipeline. So this one right here was doing some things, and these here brothers decide to, all of them different. They weren't united, nor were they really knew each other. But all of them was covering what this group had done and what was revealed. Now, going to what I'm saying is these were also young men. And I noticed it, they were younger men. I'm speaking of 30, 40, and 50. They're coming after this one man that has been the worst of the worst, but yet everybody putting them on pedestals and they serving wicked and evil. So this is what happened, y'all. So as I'm sitting here as the light in the midst of Judith, I'm watching this, I'm beholding this, and I said, wait a minute, something going on here. How wait a minute, let me get this. And this one that started it all was an apple that grew on this same tree. He's the one started it. And I called what he did out. I knew right then that he had started it. And I was trying to explain to people, he's no better than the tree itself. But he started a fire. And that fire called many of people, young men, on these from 30 all the way up to about 55, making video after video after video after video regarding this cult. I call it cult. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So, and his name is Dowles. So as I seen that, and I'm sitting here saying, well, he's going the route down the pipeline anyway. He's going the right route. But then you had these young men from in between 30 to up to 55. And then you had older men also saying, and I even heard an older woman come up. When I say older, she's probably older than I am. She's come talking about, I've been saying the same thing 2 years. I heard several elderly saying, we've been preaching about this man, this one cult leader, 2 years, 3 years, saying the same thing that's on the top of the table at that moment. So you hear all these young men from 30 to 55 making video after video after video, and it's almost like they was touch-tagging one another to keep the focus on breaking this one down because they saw fault in themselves. So they was trying to break down the wicked and the evil so everybody can see it. And these people who was touch-tagging one another, they didn't really know each other, but they was to touch and base with each other. Do you know what happened? In the last week, I sat back and watched how each and every last one of those guys start falling down. How? They start going after each other. And I'm like, what is it? It's almost like, it looks like, I'm going to tell you what somebody who wouldn't know, but by me having the light in the midst of darkness, I can see it. I'm seeing this here. I'm like, wait a minute. Watch this here. How could this marker stand on the side with this marker, and then this marker, then this marker, and this marker, then all of a sudden with each other, all the way down, going after each other? And I said, wait a minute, when y'all on this evil that you see here, how did all of y'all get off of that to start battling each other? It was crazy. It was crazy. And then it came to me. Someone put a spell out. Witchcraft. Sorcery is real, and they don't have no idea that that's what has happened to them. That's how powerful witchcraft and sorcery is. It's so powerful, you won't know what hit you. You won't know what took place. And now they're battling each other, trying to figure out what happened. Why is this here like this? And why it's like this? And now they're reframing their videos into doing something similar to what the cult leader is doing. And I'm like saying, How are people converting their lifestyle to try to match the cult leader? I was like, no way. All I could see and think, sorcery and witchcraft. Whoever put that, and I heard, this is what I heard about 5 years ago, that individual cult leader has those that practice that. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I have heard. That was like 5 years ago. So what I'm looking at today, I didn't even take that in consideration of the fact that I heard that back then. Because when I'm looking at these young men and I'm saying, wow, all of them are falling right behind each other. They're going after each other now. At first, y'all was all on one accord with this one who was really in this for all these years. Now y'all done jumped on each other. How could that have happened? It blows my mind. It blows my mind. And the area that they're trying, there's 3 of them, 4 of them trying to go into, they're trying to go into the same area. You guys, let me tell you, we are not in any time to bring everything into one like they did in the days of Acts. One your tail up out of here when he comes. Get your spirit in line, your backpack full. Instead, these guys got off their platform and started getting things like the cult is doing. It shows something went wrong, and it's too deep to just see in the natural. But in the spirit realm, as the light unto Judith, I see exactly what's going on. And I said, somebody didn't put and that's what's going on. And then I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, so how did this person now start back building up after everybody was on him, bringing him down for all the wicked and evil? How is he? It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. So anybody want to go that route, take your tail on. It's over for that situation. And I said, now, that pipeline is still heading that way. So it don't matter. You ain't going to be able to put that spell on everybody. You see what I'm saying? Eventually, you're going to end up in the hole. Because that pipe that you already going down is already down. It's ready for the dirt. You see? So I'm like, it done something to me yesterday to see that. It really done something to see that. I said, look at here. The best thing everybody could have done is just everybody said what they had to say, go your way. Go your way. But then everything was reversed on all the men that were bringing their message to the issue in which they saw. Blew my mind. What's his name? And this Gino Jennings, he was already on that same level against this guy. Now listen to this. He got 2 guys making videos over and over for years on his behalf. And they making videos. Guess who they going after, y'all? They was going after this cult leader. Guess who they going after now? You know, all those guys that was doing videos? Gino Jennings guys are now going after them. It's a crazy thing. That's why I know a spell or something been put out. Something been put out. Something went out. Something went out, y'all. It went out. And this is what's going on in the midst of it. Is it chaos? Yes. But this is what he said. This is what the judgment is about. Bringing them to the level. They're going to be so chaotic to where they're going to take each other to the level of destroying them on their own self like they're doing. They are doing that. If a lot of them, they thinking that, hey, well, we can get this and build this and build it, baby, stay out of the face of the white man trying to get anything around by now, because it's over for this country. You ain't got no business going up there trying to get the white man to give you anything. And that's why even a husband with a wife with a husband, a family where it's a mother and a father and their children, stick together, y'all. Stick together. Make sure you got y'all at the center of your household and always in the center of your table. Because I'm going to tell you something. Dipping out here thinking you got something better, something different. Just like these men running around here talking about a virgin, or I can get this woman, I can have these. Go have as many as you can. Go get you as many as you possibly can. The situation you living in, baby, is just showing you where you're going to end up. It's no way the Father is giving and coming for anybody that's thinking that they're going to build their kingdom on the earth themselves. And that's what a lot of them don't understand. And this is another thing that kind of was confusing to me. I was wondering, what is it about the widows, the orphanage, the fatherless, the widow, the orphanage, and the fatherless? What do they have in common? Anybody know in the live chat? Anybody know what a widow, an orphanage, and fatherless, what do they have in common? Or would anybody in the live chat know? What do they have in common? But yet, those are the ones that the Father is saying, focus on. You think people focus on that? And what is he saying? Yeshua. He told them in the example in Matthew 25, when I was hungry, you fed me. A man, there you go. See, you see what I'm saying? You see how the out of order they could be in? You see how out of order they could be in? But yet they say they're awakened. But yet you shut your mouth and listen to them. You see how, what are you doing for the orphanage and the fatherless and the widows? What about those who are less fortunate, the hungry? Are you feeding them? Are you housing them? No, we're building our kingdom on this earth for ourselves. So this is what I'm saying. Don't be caught out there doing for you when you have all the work that y'all say you do for him is for him, and bypass the fact that these are the ones that he said that, okay, I'll see you in the kingdom. And and you will be all upright with this, because this here is what I said. You don't hear not a Hebrew Israelite. Do you know you can get a group of 10 men with 10 different abilities to do 10 different things, and they can build themselves houses, community? Did y'all know that? Yes, they could. But because of their stiff neck, rebellion, and disobedience, they can't build nothing. And what y'all say? I don't want them no way. Because if they ain't took care of their children, they're worth, what he said, Father, y'all. Father said, men that don't take care of their household and the children, it's worse than an infidel. But guess what he said? They are void of faith. Do y'all understand what faith is? They can't have the Ruach. These men can't have the Ruach. Faith is a part of the Ruach. It's unseen, but yet you believe. That's what faith is. And he said, a man that doesn't take care of his household, he have no faith, and he is worse than an infidel. Those are powerful words. You think they uplifting in that? And let me not say that. You think they have awakened to that? No, they haven't. But yet you awaken. Anybody in the live chat have any questions? Maybe have the answers? Anybody wants to expound on something that we could? We got a couple of more minutes here. Anything. But I say to you all, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in tonight. And I hope you got something out of what was said. Okay. I will say again, May the 4th. May the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Time. China is the reader. She's a reader that I have to come in to read while I expound. And what I'm going to expound and go over is what the Spirit of the Most High gave me even this morning, when he gave me all these other wonderful things. But I didn't know that this existed. You all, I had no idea that, let me tell you, people say the first Exodus and the second Exodus. Yah was forever. Did you all? How many times have he put? We've been in captivity. He brought us out many times. I don't know if y'all ever read it, but we've been in and came out so many times. This one is different. Yah wants you to understand what this is, that he and how different it is from the first Exodus. Somewhere along the line, a lot of people gonna get left, y'all. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's what I'm feeling. A lot of people gonna get left because they taking this thing in a way that they're being taught in the natural level and not in the spiritual realm. In the natural level and not in the spiritual realm. I'm going to cover the fact that Yah got prepared already in his kingdom for those that are going to come in through all the other nations and Gentiles. You see? He's already got them sealed for the mission. But will they teach that? No. When they came out with a Hebrew Israelite movement, it excluded any other nationality except for the house of Israel. That's how you know that they're not awakening full. Why? Because if you awaken to anything, it would be spirit and truth. It'll have the light detached to show you the nonsense in the darkness. And a lot of things that we're thinking that people are revealing to us and teaching us and showing us, you're going to find out. For me to be a prophetess in the wilderness, okay, and being taught by the Ruach, it's like a nonstop moment in my life for him to reveal more and more and more. And you know, I wondered about it to the point of I switched it into having a backpack, a spiritual backpack. With that spiritual backpack, it's like a journey you're going on. And it's with you already. You already got it ready. It's a spiritual backpack, you guys. It's what you're going to need to run when somebody says, stop, slow down, go this way, do this, do. You're going to have your backpack already packed in the spiritual. You're going to hear the spiritual word speaks to you. No, keep going down this way. I even believe, even to the journey to the promised land, there are going to be a many that fall to the wayside because they wasn't for the mission. You see? And this is why he said you're going to be cursed in, coming in, and going out. So I believe people don't understand that the only way we're going to be delivered is when we touch that promised land. And he wants you to know that promised land is not what you think it is. So what is it? May the 4th at 4 p.m. China is my reader, and I am the one that's going to cover this a message. Okay, I'm going to cover this message, and I'm going to reveal some things. And then I also like to I'm wondering, is it really time to really sit back and watch the judgment of Yah? I really wondered about that, because Sister Deborah's not going to be gaining light. You see what I'm saying? In what I'm seeing. It's not going to change the darkness. You know, it's not going to change. So the only thing the words that I could speak can do is enhance the light that's already in individuals. Because the mission is at the point where you're not going to bring the dark out to the light. You're going to be in the midst. And if you're in the midst, you're in the midst so that the light, even if it's a penny, the light can get brighter and brighter and brighter. So I believe that there is that we're in a stage where something and many things is going to happen, and many people are going to leave. They're going to leave two ways. They're going to leave out from the places of their captive, and a lot of them going to leave out to death, with no doubt about it. That's what the judgment is for, y'all. The judgment ain't coming to play with us. And that's what Israel won't teach y'all. That judgment of the Most High, y'all, it ain't coming to play with us. Did it play with you when you was in slavery? Did it play with your daddy and your mama and all them, your elder people back in slavery? Ask Harriet Tubman and many of them that was hung. If they could come back and tell you, they'll tell you. Nobody came to deliver them. Nobody. So if you think in this time is the time to take for granted and that, oh, I'll just go on and live and do and say and it's going to be right because he's coming to get me. Oh, baby. It's much for even Sister Deborah to see. For me to get up this morning, he lay all this stuff on me. I'm like, wait a minute now. Woo-wee! Only way I can be able to embrace it is through his endurance and through his long suffering. Because I'm even me myself say, Father, people don't know nothing about that. It's no end until it's over. So I, Sister Deborah, hope to see each and every last one of you all come May the 4th, 4 p.m. Central Time for a Power Punch message. China is my reader, and I'm going to give this message. And there are several, not several, I say 2 individuals that have how would I say it, donated the feed for China because China is a Christian. Her grandfather and her grandmother, I think her grandmother is the first lady and her grandfather is the pastor of the church. So this is where she attends. So she's going to take her time out and join me this Saturday at 4 p.m. Central Time and be a reader. Now, everything she's going to hear me say, guess what? It is not what her belief in. You see what I'm saying? But she is willing to step in again and assist this little old hen right here so that I can move in it in the way that I felt the Spirit moved it into me. And when he moved it into me, at first I didn't have no verses. But as I was listening to what he was saying and doing it the way he was telling me, then all these verses came up. I had 6 pages, y'all. And I was like, well, this is going to take like 3 days, part 1, part 2, part 3. And then it just came to me, have China to be the reader. So this young lady, even though she's coming from a different belief, but she's willing to step in, and you never know how the Father will use her to understand it in the light versus what she understands now. You get what I'm saying? So what she's going to do, she's going to assist me, and I've always given her a token of love. I've always give her some finances for coming out this far to assist me. I've normally seen her. I don't see her often, maybe once every 3 or 4 months, probably don't be that much. But the last time I saw her was the last time she read. So I'm just showing you how. And I have texted her to see if she would be the reader, and she said she has not responded, but I'm sure she would. Plus, she's going to be blessed like she was the first time. And let me explain something. When you know that you are in the righteous place and you're supporting what is righteous, let me tell you why. I said if she were to be in her church and she had to be a Sunday school teacher, if she had to be in her church and she had to open up service, or she had to be a reader for the pastor, do you think that church would give her a token to be a reader? And he ain't teaching no truth, no way. But let me not say that. Don't say that, Deborah. But he teaching what he knows. Do you think she would get a token for being a reader? No, she wouldn't. So coming in and being a reader is to show her the side that says you're reading for someone else. Now you are, it ain't that she's being forced to hear, to understand. It's a blessing to sit and hear what Sister Deborah is saying, and you never know how Yah is embedding it into her to pick up the baton and run herself and see the difference for where she's at to where she's right now among people who's willing to give her a token to be just a reader. And then as she's reading, she's learning because I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking every inch of it down. So she's learning. And you know what? I know this is wrong, but I try to understand how her parents may feel when she tell them that she's reading. And then I know she go back and tell them that when they believe in this and she says this and she said this. It's not about her parents. It's not about her parents. It could be about her. It could be about her. Like my daughter's fiance. Now he and his fiance is a boyfriend. Like him. She met this young man so he can come to the prophet. But she didn't want him nowhere near me. My daughter? Oh, no. No, she didn't want him nowhere near me. And I knew everything about him. I know I shouldn't tell y'all that, but I did. And his opportunity was to come to the prophet to learn. Slow to speak, quick to listen. And she knew it, that he really wasn't there to be your boyfriend. He really wasn't there to be your fiance. He was sent there to the prophet's house. When that child came, he was in high school, and I said, this is one you must be sending to me. That's what I said. She known him for 2 years. She was a virgin then, and she still one. Really. If my daughter did anything, I'd be the first to know, because she'll tell me. You see? So what I'm saying is, she told me she haven't, so, but, which I think so. I don't think she have either. That's how crazy she is. But that don't make her crazy because she's a virgin, but I'm just saying her personality, it's like, I ain't letting nobody touch me. You know what I'm saying? So that's just her. But I always believed that y'all wasn't sending that young man to that house for her. He was sending him for me. But because she had a rope around him to where he couldn't sit down and gain the spiritual wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, he lost his way. And now he won't be able to go to another. A lot of people in this day and time don't understand. When y'all send you near a prophet and to a prophet, that's your last opportunity. He said, I ain't going to send another. You will never see, even in your instructions and directions, where y'all allow the people to come among a prophet and turn around, switch that prophet and gave him another. You ain't going to find it. Or give them this prophet, this prophet, this prophet, and this prophet, and this prophet. Y'all don't do it like that. He'll give you his best. And if his best not good enough, get your own and go your way. Yah has always been like that. And to the point where the one that he put in the midst, you notice, go back and study how they lost their lives. Horrible. The way they took their lives, one prophet, not just one. I'm just saying majority of them, but I'm just telling you, that's why he ain't sending 2 and 3 to them. I'm going to send one to tell you. After that one don't tell you, you don't get it, kick rocks. Y'all have done that. And this is what people don't understand. It's important to have the Ruach, because that's what the Ruach will share with you. He will share that with you. You ain't going to get 2 and 3 and 4. Because when he was telling me, he said, Deborah, I ain't sending no another. They're going to be sending, only prophets, only one's going to be like unto the prophets is the 2 witnesses. They ain't got nothing coming. It's over. It's time to rumble. So a lot of people is looking for that great white hope. They're looking for that one that has that anointed and appointed and has this and this. It ain't going to be no one that's going to ever give you the way your flesh is designed to have. A person is not bold, steadfast, unremovable, and not, if they're not putting y'all on the top of the tower, on the top of the pedestal, and they ain't putting him there, then you need to back away from them, because most of them are putting themselves there and it's throwing him some crumbs. But that's not who he's about. But then again, if you have him in you, that's why it's important. He said, now go over there and try that spirit by the spirit. Look, listen to that person. Try that spirit by the spirit. See, that's how the spirit in you will get you to identify who on the outside of you. Try that spirit by your spirit. Why is he using spirit? Why didn't you say flesh? Because your flesh, that flesh will manipulate you. It's conniving, deceptive, very deceptive. What is deceiving. It'll look a certain way, it'll act a certain way, all in the midst of you to role play it. They'll tie their head up and tie it down. They'll close up their whole body. It doesn't matter if you listen to this. You think Satan and wicked and evil spirits are out here concerned about your flesh as far as the way you carry it? A man can be having a wife, 4 children, and go over here to another man. You see what I'm saying? A man can have a wife and 2 children, and one can be 4 years old, and a man can be molesting her. You can tie that baby head up. You can make her wear long dresses. You can tie up a woman and make her wear long dresses. That ain't got nothing to do with the wicked and evil that's in the spirits and gets into people who are already doing evil and wicked. They don't give a rest behind of a baby, a virgin, or elderly woman. When them spirits are out here, you think they care about that elderly woman? You think they care about that teenage? You think they care about that 4-year-old? You think a father will rape his children, his 4-year-old girl, his daughter that's 3, and all the way up until she's 10? Do you really believe that because she ain't wrapped, her head is not wrapped? Come on now. She ain't wearing a long dress. Woman can put on a long dress and a wrapped head. It ain't got nothing to do with a sick mind. Praise the mighty Yah. That's what people keep giving this credit to so much of the flesh. You can wrap your head up and wrap it down. It ain't gonna stop evil from doing what it want to do, because it ain't want to do nothing because you got your head wrapped. If evil ain't afraid of your head wrapped and you wearing a dress dragging on the ground, what makes you think because your head wrapped somebody looking at you anyway? While you sitting here wrapped for your husband and your husband and your religion, guess what? They looking at men. How you like me now? Or a 4-year-old baby, their own child. Evil and wicked don't have eyes to only see those that's uncovered. Don't be stupid. That's why I'm gonna tell you what this man who I was married with, for these 30 some odd years. He said, always remember what you said. I do. I showed him too many times. I said, Satan is like this. Satan and the wicked spirits, they're like this. They'll stand behind the door. They'll do something and hide behind the door, y'all. Let's say like this here. They'll hide behind the door like this. So you won't even see who they are. That means they don't want you to see they're wicked and evil. Their wicked and evil don't have nothing to do with you. Got your head tied. While you got your head tied and you got 3 children by your husband could be raping 2 of them, the son and the daughter. While your head wrapped and your dress down to the floor. Honestly, I've seen of several cases like that in the Muslim religion, and it's in the Arabs, Arabia, and Iran. Oh yes, baby, they do it all the time. They over there making daughters marry their own brother. They doing all kind of things. So when they go into the, and they're over there dressed up in all this black, walking around with their head covered in 100-degree weather in the desert, walking around here for what? Wake up, people. It ain't got nothing to do with your uncovering or you covering. Wicked don't give a rat's behind as you cover up or cover down. Wicked's coming to destroy first and foremost after your spirit. And if your spirit don't have Yah in you, the greater one, oh, you up Mess Creek and creek up you. Because that it is known. Wicked. Okay, let me show you an example. I get up, hear this white man. He decided that, okay, I'm going to kill my wife of 15 years, my 9-year-old, my 7-year-old, and my 2-year-old. They asked him why. Because I didn't have nothing to do. What? You think evil? There's a rat's behind about you being covered? Evil don't have the eyes for what is covered or uncovered. It's more powerful than that. But if you want to cover up, he gonna say, oh, well, you can cover up, but your husband over here messing with a man. Your husband over here raping your son. You see? And this is why so much of it, a lot of people say everything starts at home. Sit your tail down. Everything starts at home. Sit your tail down. Because if you tell the truth of the matter, many things starts at home, but you got to put it in the right criteria. Because what I've been hearing in the last 2 years, these men first, it's a European. He had a program listening to all these black men talk about when they were young. And y'all, I think I told y'all this a time. I listened to 100 cases, and these men were older than I was. But to see them cry, y'all, it was like it was done to them right then. They're crying because they're telling you that their uncle, their daddy's father, their grandfather, their daddy's friend raped them and kept raping. This one man said that I searched all my life for that same feeling that I kept getting molested for. And this is what makes many of them go into homosexual. This is what makes many of them go into homosexual. It's because they're looking for that which they had coming up. And they become that, searching for that. And then these men get away and live their life like they ain't done nothing. Oh, the women put us out. Y'all, on my way home today, I can't help but start feeling this, y'all. Women would say, the mothers of yesterday, oh, it wasn't like that back in the days. The mother yesterday know how to shut up, and the mothers yesterday know how to do this. You know what? The mothers yesterday messed it up for the mothers today. See, we keep thinking, no, I ain't saying we keep thinking, we keep insisting on teaching people the product today is the product from today. No, said the Most High, y'all. The product today is a product of yesterday. The mothers back then didn't say anything, even to the men. I was working for Chrysler, and my job was in the spirit realm to go and talk to different people. When I got to this one lady, she had these nails all the way out here. She said, I've been working here 30 years. And the way she dressed, and she was a grandmother. She was like 66 years old. And everybody knew her. They said she was a really cool woman. But when they had me to work over there on her side, me and her had a really good talk. And she said, can you come over if they let you come over tomorrow, can you come over tomorrow? I said, you know what? I'm going to ask and see, because I'm a good hearer, y'all. I'm a good hearer. I might seem like I talk too much, but I'm a good hearer. I hear behind stuff. And she went on to tell me, she said, never in my life have I shared this story. She was 66 years old. She said, I got 8 grandbabies. And you should see this lady have made her grandbabies her world. Her grandbabies her whole world. Her days off, which she normally don't take a lot of days off, but she makes sure she got events set, traveling set, events set for those 8 grandbabies. All of them participate. Everything she do it leans to her grandbabies. But she went on to telling me she couldn't help but be that way. She want them so close to her. She want to know what's going on because her father was raping her since she was a little girl. And she said the hurting thing, he did it with no shame, no embarrassment. Mama knew it all the time. All the time. So she had to take care of her mama when her mother got to be elderly. And she asked her mama, why did you let daddy do that? Oh, mama apologized and everything. She apologized. But she said that she still took care of her mother and loved on her and everything. She said, but mama always knew it. And I always went telling her. And she always let daddy do that to me. This is a known fact. Women of Judah will lie from one end of the earth to another if they can make these men look good and be excused. But don't think that heavens gonna allow that trash to enter in. I don't care if he did it and got away with it, went to the church. When you stand before that throne, you're gonna realize you ain't never been in nobody's church, and the church ain't been in you. See, this is what the healing. You have to heal these people you destroyed. You can't go to a building and think you can go up and be a elder or assistant pastor or deacon, and it's going to heal the hurt that you've hurt. Y'all going to check you to see all those that you have hurt in your womb. If he said you're going to be judged for every word that come out of your mouth, what about your actions of your flesh? See, people don't think that. Nobody thinks about that. Here it is. I was in Atlanta and we moved in this house, and next door was this assistant pastor lady, and her pastor was a female, elderly female, and she was the assistant pastor. Both of them one was like 68. That was the pastor, and the 70-year-old was the assistant pastor of this church. And we moved there, and the lady next door came over. She had an older son that stayed with her and a couple of grandkids from her daughter. And her oldest son that stayed with her, he was up in his, when we moved there, he was up in his, say, hitting on his 50. He wasn't a bad looking guy, but the thing about it, y'all, that guy used to dress. I mean, from head to toe, short cut, everything. And I met his wife one time, beautiful woman. 4 daughters, y'all. Wife way over somewhere on the other side of town. He way over here staying with his mother. And let me tell y'all why. Listen to this. So when his mother said to me, she said, you somebody, ain't you? I said, what do you mean? She said, yeah, I can feel it. You somebody. Are you a prophet? I said, yes, I am. She said, I knew it. Do you know that lady? She ran back and told her pastor that it's a prophet stay next door to me. And you can feel who she is. That's what she told the lady, because that's what she told me. I didn't go till they visit their church until she asked me, when are you going to come to visit? I said, I will. And I told her, it was like 3 months later, and I told her, when she asked me, I said, I'll tell you what, I'll visit you on church Sunday. And I did visit their church. But let me tell you what happened before then. Her son and her introduced themselves when we first moved in. And she told her son, oh, she's a prophet. Her son said, this is the time. That man knocked on my back door, and he said, prophet, can I talk to you? I said, yeah, sure you can. He said, you got a minute? I said, yeah. Me and him sat on that step, and he told me what his mother did to him. She said, my mother was a drug addict, and she was an alcoholic. He said, from the age of 3, men was raping me. She was selling me for money and letting them rape me. And he said, right now I'm almost 50. I got a beautiful wife and lovely children and can't even stay with them because of what my mama did. He said, but then I'm confused. How is it she can just go to church and be an assistant pastor and act like I don't supposed to have any pain and no heartache. He said, only reason why I drink is because of just all my life has been ruined because of her. And now she's sitting up in the church saying she's assistant pastor and God has forgiven her. And he didn't understand. Just because she's sitting up in that church, he ain't forgiving her. Not while you still here hurting. See, a lot of people think my mouth can say I'm sorry, and you just got to accept it because Yah has forgiven me. Oh no, baby, you better bag that thing up and bag that thing down. The Most High says we're going to be judged for everything that we say. And don't think not everything we do. You see, a lot of people thinking that all it takes is for me to rumble my mouth, but that's your flesh. See, your spirit knows what really true repentance is. Your mouth don't. That means your flesh don't know how to repent. It don't, because once it realized that it has really truly done that sort of stuff, you're going to use the rest of your life trying to feel how you can help heal this individual. His mother felt that if I can just go to church because I'm assistant pastor, yeah, God forgive me. I'm saved now. I'm sanctified. God has forgiven me. If you want to still hold on to it, that's on you. Did you know that man and his mother battled all that time we were there at that living at that house? They stayed into it. And this man kept drinking and drinking and drinking. And one thing about it, they would always want him to play drums at this church that his mother attended. When I went there, this guy, the talent that he has, he said, Miss Deborah, I can even sing, but I can't be the best I can be because my mother let them rape me from 3 years old all the way up until I was a teenager. And that's a long time, y'all. And them wounds are there. Did you ever think, now I want to share this with y'all, and I know I'm going to lose you here in understanding. Have y'all ever thought in a situation like that, you think Sister Deborah is supposed to make everything look pretty, sound good, and it ain't that, y'all. That's what you call living a lie. And what I mean by that, there is a lot of people on this earth are wounded because a lot of people have lived and died and still have done things. It almost like truly they gotten away with it. But this is why I know that the Creator who created all things, he ain't letting you get away with it. It ain't that it's easy as everybody think he is. Oh no, baby. Did he deliver that little 3-year-old when that man went up in his rectum? Did he save that pain from that baby? Did he deliver it? No, the man 50 now, he's still suffering the pain. Wait a minute. Where's the deliverance of the Most High, y'all? You see what I'm saying? This Creator, he's not somebody you can play with. He's not somebody you can play with. He let everything go according to what he knew it would be. This lady, she knew her mother knew that her dad raped her all those years. Why would you let her mother? If you looked at my son or my daughter, you gonna be for sure dead. I just had that mind, y'all. I just had that mind. Don't you dare. I didn't have to say that or think that, but my personality speaks for itself. Non-tolerant. These are the cases that I've heard throughout my whole life. Then I'm sitting here a couple of years ago watching YouTube, and this white man, I think they stopped him, y'all. They put him off because he's not on there anymore. He had a program to interview only melanated men, and they were elderly men. And to hear these elderly men, elders, say how they've been raped by their father, their grandfather, their father's friend, their father's brother, their uncle, and all this. And I'm like, where is mama? See, mama have sinned. Granddaddy has sinned. Grandmama have sinned to cover him up. These women yesterday was crap. You can say what you want, feel what you want. The truth of the matter is all this. That's why so much darkness in the world. It's because this stuff been existing, and nobody wants to talk about it, speak about it, and bring it to the forefront. But he said that which is in the dark should come to the light. And don't think that it ain't. Even if it's coming to the light in the eyes and in the spirit of the prophet, it's coming. And these people, everywhere I have worked, I have been that person that someone says, can I talk to you? Can I tell you? I have always been that vessel that sit amongst people and hear the cries of people. My daddy had 5 girls and two sons. My daddy was so busy working to make sure his kids had everything from A to Z. He didn't have time to go bothering us, or he didn't even whoop us. He thought when he raised his voice, oh, that was a whoop. No. And when he'll take off his belt. Let me show you something. He took, I ain't even got nothing here to say. He would take off his belt and say, shh, now you get somewhere. He thought he was whooping us and making us, but we know he wasn't doing nothing, because once mama got a hold of you, you got a whooping of a lifetime. Want to remember. And we didn't get many whippings. I'm going to tell y'all the truth, but I'm still saying, daddy raised that voice, and we obeyed just that voice, y'all. We had respect and honor for his voice, because that's his way of disciplining us, was his voice. He didn't have to put his hand on us. His voice to him was what he used to discipline us. I laugh at it because I know he really thought he was doing something. Poor daddy. Okay, but the truth of the matter, let me get off of here, because I'm going into 3 hours. And every time I get on here, I'm gonna say, make sure I don't go nowhere near 2. And I be running my mouth so much, but I'm gonna let you all go, because it is getting late. Oh my God, it's almost 11. Let me get off of here. But I say to you all, I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in, and I hope that you all got something out of it. And I'm hoping to see everybody May the 4th at 4 p.m. Central Time with a wonderful message. Okay, something, like I said, he put on my heart. And I say to you all, I will, and I hope to see you all then. I said that we had a couple of people, sisters, I'm not going to say names, that has also give also a token to the reader. And the reason why I posted earlier video is because I felt that these two same sisters, they always cover in the overall, and it's just something that everyone tune in, but no one support an offering to give to the reader. So I asked, and I said in the video, I'm not speaking to the two that did it last time for everybody. So I'm just saying to you all, they always faithfully. And one thing I tell you that I realized, I ain't realized it, but the Father had to keep instilling that in me. These females do not understand. These sisters do not understand. I don't care where you go on this earth. I don't care where. Yah's word will not come back void. It ain't coming back void. I don't care where you go on this earth. His word will not come back void. And he said, your treasures are being built in the kingdom. You giving to the prophet a drink of water, heavens will hold your reward. And it's no way heavens holds the rewards when hell is their destiny. How about that? Let me say to you all, I appreciate those sisters, and I think that was a wonderful thing. Like I said when China spoke last time, because it's the same thing. Asked to give a token to pay the reader, and no one did, but these two sisters did more than enough. And I was saying this time that you didn't have to, so that everybody else could give a little token to the reader. So I say unto you, I want to say again, I appreciate him. And I know, like I said, that Yah's word will not come back void. I am not here to be justified, clarified, and identify who I am. When you know that you know who you are, you don't give a crap of what someone think you are. And I believe without a doubt, his word will not come back void. You give unto the prophet a drink of a water, your rewards will be in heaven. See, that people don't people bypass that. Anything that tells their heart to give a token, to donate, then their heart grow wax hard. And it needs to, because it's identifying. You don't look for nothing when that time comes, whether it's Sister Deborah or anyone. And you all need to go back from Genesis to Revelation and see everyone that was the vessels of Most High. See, y'all ain't sending you one every time you say one is not this and not that. Well, I'm going to go to the next one. Go to the next one, because once you leave that one, you're going to go to a next. And once you leave that one, you're going to go to a next one. After a while, ain't nobody going to rewrite for you. So I say unto you, I hope you have a wonderful evening. I appreciate each and every last one of you all. And shalom and shalom.